even go.
We're back, we're live from the 2015 Body Power Expo, Big Ron Partlow. You know, I was trying to get a guest to come on, I couldn't get anybody. I asked like everyone in the world, and then I thought, last resort, I'll just call six-time Mr. Olympia, Dorian Yates. How's it going, man?
Oh, good, man. At least I don't have to travel that far to this expo, eh?
you were at home on the couch when I called you, and you said, oh, sure, I'll come down.
It's here in my hometown, Birmingham, which is it's pretty incredible if I think about it. When I started bodybuilding, there was probably like a handful of gyms in Birmingham. Nobody knew what bodybuilding was, and here we are, huge bodybuilding fitness expo right in Birmingham. So that's how much the whole sport and the industry has developed since I got involved, which was the mid-'80s, really.
Now, when was Body Power's first year? Was that?
I'm not sure. I think it was fifth or sixth year now.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious to say that you being from here most likely had a ripple effect to this being here now.
Well, I don't know. I won't take credit for it, but I was approached initially by the Body Power team. They're a professional expo team, and I think they had one of the guys that worked in the office that was a keen bodybuilder, fitness, and so on. So he suggested that they might do something in this area, and they approached me as a consultant to help them and to introduce them to the industry and all the people and so on. And I told them, I'll do it, but I don't know how well this is going to go, and you know, it's probably going to take a good few years before it really takes off. And to my surprise, to be honest, I mean, from year one, it was very popular, and I think it's because they are a professional expo team. Yeah. They're not somebody that's, you know, a keen bodybuilder, or somebody that just has an interest and that wants to do this on the side. They're already professionals in what they do, and they just transferred that to this industry, and they've made this a great success. So congratulations to the Body Power team.
Well, we all talked about it last year after we attended Body Power. It was my first time here, the whole team's first time here. And after we all got home, we just couldn't stop talking about how it was the best trip of the year. Even after the Olympia was over last year, we were just talking about how we love Body Power. We had so much fun, we were treated so well. And to me, one of the reasons why I like the trip so much is because I just feel like this is hardcore blue-collar bodybuilding fans. And I can't help but think that that has something to do with where you come from, the hardcore blue-collar English type of mentality.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit different, a little bit more basic and blue-collar, as you say, still in the UK. And you know, in the States, bodybuilding has been big for quite some time. And perhaps people get a little, you know, nonchalant. They're used to it. It's still pretty new, it's still new here, and you can feel people are coming here, they're very excited. There's a lot of enthusiasm, and people are really enjoying the show, whereas, you know, you go to the expos that maybe that it's been on for 20, 25 years, you don't quite have that, perhaps that kind of enthusiasm, so that's nice to see.
Yeah. Now, the blue collar thing that I brought up, I have to tell you the story.
Still got a blue collar, look at that.
Still got the blue collar, that's how it works. You know, I did my first contest in '97 when I was 21 years old. And a couple months before I started my prep, I ordered Blood and Guts, VHS tape, like way back. Ordered it out of the back of a muscle mag. And it happened to come in the mail the day I started my diet. So the first show I did, I watched clips of Blood and Guts every single day. So, you know, we're rolling some clips up here now. We're looking at you doing, you know, inclines with Leroy yelling at you.
Yeah, good job you got the volume turned down.
Yeah, no, we had to mute that one. So, you know, looking back on that video now, I know you've re-released it on DVD and with extra footage and all that. I mean, you knew what you had. You knew you were the best. But did you think the video was going to have such a lasting sort of, you know, benchmark setting for bodybuilding videos?
I didn't know that, but my whole approach with making it was, you know, I started like yourself. I was a fan. I used to watch, you know, the Road to the Olympia and all these other tapes where you know, they'd film in Gold's Gym in California, and I saw Lee Haney training, Mike Christian, Tom Platz, and all the other guys that, you know, they were my heroes when I was a kid. But I was a little disappointed because I saw the workouts and it didn't look like the guys were working out that hard. It looked a little staged and posed, and it didn't really inspire me, you know. So I wanted people to see genuinely how I trained, what it took day in and day out. There was nothing special about these workouts that I did.
Yep.
I didn't turn it on that day for the camera or anything like that. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to inspire people and show them, you know, what it took to be the best. And I pretty quickly worked out what the problem was. The previous videos were done by video production team. So they do it from their point of view, right? They want to have the right lighting. They want to have the angles. So they want you to do take 1, take 2, take 3. And then you're not going to get a genuine workout. You're not going to do take 2 and take 3 with 450-pound bent over rows. You're going to do it once if you're strong enough, and that's it. So I got a friend of mine who's a photographer, who incidentally also took the very famous black and white shots.
Peter McGuff.
No, it was Kevin Horton was
Kevin
a photographer.
Horton. Right.
And I said to Kevin, I want you to rent a video camera. I want you to come in the gym. I want you to film my workouts as best as you can. I don't want you to talk to me. I don't want to even know you're there. I'm going to do my workouts. There's going to be no take 1, takes 2. I'm just going to do the workouts. Don't worry about the lighting. What I want is people to feel the atmosphere. I want you to get the weights in there because I want people to see what I'm actually lifting, so we can get a genuine feel and something that's going to inspire other people when they watch it, when they put it in. They're going to be like, wow, I want to go to the gym. I want to lift. I'm pumped up. And, you know, what you just said to me has been said to me thousands of times.
I bet.
Like, I got that VHS and I wore it out, man. I watched it every day. I drove my wife crazy. I drove my girlfriend crazy because you got this guy in the background shouting and making tons of noise and all this stuff. So that was great. That was the feedback that I wanted. I wanted to inspire other people to push themselves to the limit and get the most out of their training. So to answer the question, I didn't know it would be that big, but I'm very happy that it's got to be the most popular training DVD from bodybuilding of all time. And I remember watching the playbacks when we went home. Kevin was staying at my place and we were watching it. And I'm like, something's still not right about this.
I know what you're going to say. Yeah.
I'm like, turn the color off. Turn it to black and white. I want to see it in black and white because I remember the film Raging Bull with Robert De Niro, where they're boxing in the ring.
Yeah.
And because it was filmed in black and white, it had that grainy, realistic kind of look, you know. And
it stripped it down even farther.
Yeah, I'm training in a basement in Birmingham, industrial town in the middle of England.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the beaches of California and the previous kind of image of bodybuilding that was promoted. I wasn't from there. I was from somewhere else.
Yeah.
I was from a working class.
You wanted the coal dust in the air.
Yeah, I'm working in the dungeon. And let's be honest, most guys that lift weights, they're working class guys working out in a gym somewhere in Canada, in New Jersey, in New York. And all these guys, you know, they're not on the beach in California. It's kind of a fantasy image that were projected through the magazines, and you know, Joe Weider and hey, you know, Arnold's on the beach with the girls and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But most of the guys that lift weights, that wasn't their reality. And so I think people really could relate to what I was doing and where I was coming from.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sure did work. I mean, and even young guys now, I tell them to watch it. I'm like, you have to watch this. Like sometimes guys ask me for help. I'm like, watch Blood and Guts first.
Yeah.
You know, get that in your system.
And we were initially gonna like, maybe I was gonna speak and give some advice, like, you
like
know,
a voiceover almost?
Yeah, like slow the reps down, or, you know, we're gonna do this many sets and everything. But I know when I watched it back, I thought this doesn't need an explanation. I don't need to tell you to slow down the negative. I don't need to tell you to hold the peak contraction. I don't need to tell you to go beyond failure, because there it is, in black and white. You know, you just watch it and you can learn and you can be inspired. So I'm not a great talker anyway, or at least I didn't used to be.
You and me have that in common. Now, mention black and white. I got to bring up the pictures. I know you've been asked, like you said, thousands of times about them, but you know, I know you took those pictures on that spot every year. I mean, when those got out, they just caused like madness. I mean, it's still, people still talk about those pictures. I mean, what do you remember about that?
Well, everything I did was very planned, very analytical, and almost military-like. In fact, to give you an instance, I started lifting weights in 1983, and I retired from the competitive sport in 1997. I have got in exercise books, we had no iPads or anything like that. I don't even really like them now. I prefer a pen and a paper if I'm going to write something down. But I've got every single workout from 1983 to 1987 written down with every weight, every rep, how many forced reps, what was my diet. Everything is all locked down. And what I used to do before the Mr. Olympia is, first of all, I did it at home in my living room or in my garage. My wife would take pictures of me in all the compulsory poses, 12 weeks out, and every week out,
same spot on the floor,
same spot,
same light.
I'd have a set of pictures where I could look back and analyze what was going on,
and
analyze
you can match them up to the diet,
and the diet and everything like that. So if something was working or if it wasn't working or whatever, with that analytical approach, I could eliminate or add something in and so on. And then Kevin had took some pictures in the gym of me after the 1992 Mr. Olympia, which was the first one I won. And I had these black and white pictures. And then getting ready for 93, you know, I knew I'd made progress. And I asked Kevin to come down and like, let's do those pictures in the exact same spot in the gym, and just for myself, just for my own analysis to see how it's looking against last year. And you know, there was no instant photos then. You had to take the pictures.
They weren't filtered either.
You had to take the roll and take it away and develop it. So I waited about a week for Kevin to get back to me, and you know, he called me and I'm like, how's it looking, the comparison? He's like, you got to see this shit, you know, you got to see it. So when he put them down next to each other, it's such a contrast. In a way, it's a little bit of a false contrast, because after 92, I took the pictures. Obviously, I was depleted from the contest.
You realized you'd gone down a little too far.
Analyzing the photos and the diet, I'm like, I was actually in contest shape about 5 or 6 weeks out before 92.
Right.
But Lee Haney, who was the biggest bodybuilder at the time, had retired. So I knew my competition would be, in my mind, was Vince Taylor and Sean Ray. So these guys were, anyway, much smaller than me.
But
so I thought, you know, I'm just going to come in so shredded like a lightweight, and I'll still be bigger than them. So in a way, I knew I would be sacrificing a bit of size, but I didn't realize how much. So great. I won't make that mistake next year.
Right.
And I came in a contest in 17 pounds heavier than the previous year, which actually blew everybody's mind.
We're seeing some shots there of the 93 Olympia.
Even saying that, I mean, you can see the photos 6 weeks out, and the contest, I still probably overdid a little bit, which is my way. I pretty much overdo
your
everything.
nature to get conditioned.
It's in my nature to like overdo things a little bit. I need to be held back, if anything. I didn't need, my training partner's famous for shouting and everyone was, oh, I'd like a guy like that to motivate me. I didn't really need anyone to push me. In fact, I needed somebody to say, hey, and I'm sure some people did try, but I just didn't listen.
Right.
So,
you were busy winning, right?
These photos were really for me, But Kevin Horton sent them to Flex magazine, where Peter McGough was the editor, and Peter McGough's British, and he's a friend of mine. So the Weider offices, which are in California, Woodland Hills, and all the guys then, apart from myself and Kevin Levrone, who was in Maryland, were all training at Gold's Gym.
Yeah.
They all used to go to visit the Weider offices every week just to, shoot the breeze and see what's up and everything. So the guys knew that I was friends with Peter McGough, so they'd be, they went to the office. I think Chris Cormier went there, Paul Dillette, maybe Flex. I definitely know that Paul was there because I remember this funny story. So, he's gone there and he's like, so Peter, how's Dorian doing? And, how's he looking? And it's kind of fishing, He's like, oh, yeah, he's doing good, Actually, I got some recent photos if you'd like to see them, And of course, Paul's like, yeah, let's see. So Peter got the photos out the drawer. Boom. He said all the blood just went from Paul's face and he'd gone pale. And he's just like, with his mouth open, he's like, we might as well just give up now. It's like, this is just, I don't know what this is, but,
Now, did Peter tell you that, or did he wait?
He told me. Yeah, so...
So you were pretty confident going into the 93?
I think the other guys already just accepted it was a contest for second place before we even got there, from the effects of those photos.
Yeah.
And Peter said to me the night before the contest, he's like, I've never seen you look so relaxed before a contest. And I said, wouldn't you be relaxed if you're looking like this? And he just started laughing. So, that was the best, easiest preparation I had for a contest. And of course, I think I just got maybe one call out. And then they put me in a corner, like, you stand over there. Let's get on with the rest of the contest.
You had a very short day that day. I do remember watching the video after, But you went on to do so much more. I mean, you took the 6-time Mr. Olympia and you turned it into DY Nutrition. I mean, you've been going strong now for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I retired from the sport really because of an injury, which was... I'll be honest, I went through a tough time.
Yeah.
Like most athletes have a hard time retiring from sports because it's so all-consuming, focus, all your energy, all your life is revolving around this, especially myself because I was so extreme with it. I mean, I wouldn't go to the movies, I wouldn't go to dinner if I wasn't home by 11.
You didn't know how to relax.
I got to be home by 11. I got to be in bed at this time. I got to get 10 hours sleep a night. I was a machine. And that's why I was able to probably beat some people who maybe had more physical advantages, but they weren't prepared to do that. So I literally outworked them. Yeah.
And now you're still working hard.
I'm still working hard. It's in my nature, but I'm having a lot more fun these days.
You're living in Spain, aren't you?
I'm living in Spain. I'm living in the sun. I don't really do that much weight training now because I do a lot of outdoor stuff. I do swimming, I do mountain biking, and lying on the beach and stuff like that.
So what do you live on, a little vineyard there? Or what do you do?
I live by the beach, and we're looking maybe to be having a DY gym out there. So I'm more or less going to recreate the Venice kind of lifestyle because Marbella in Spain where I live is beautiful. It's by the beach. You got, nice restaurants, you got nightclubs. We're going to have a gym there. It's going to be ideal kind of training environment. So, people are going to come out and train with me, the whole thing.
And now when you're on your own, you can finally enjoy a California-style easy workout.
Yeah, right? We call it wankers workout in England. I don't know if you know what that means, but...
Oh, we know. we know what a wankers workout is. Man, I got to thank you for coming on. You know, followed your career from the first night of champions you did, where you got second to Momo, and you know, the magazines, they really turned you into like this enigma, the shadow. You know, and all through that magazine era, you were like the unknown guy, you know?
Well, they didn't turn me into that character.
They showed it.
I was that character.
They showed it, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and I was almost like the anti-bodybuilder, if you can understand that, because most bodybuilders were extrovert. They wanted people to look at them. They wanted to walk around with a tank top on. Even in my own gym, with my training partner that's on the videotape, they never saw me with my top off.
No.
Never.
No.
Only like 5 or 6 weeks out from the Olympia, I'd invite a couple of people that I respected their opinion. Peter McGough, maybe Kevin Horton, and 1 or 2 other people. And then I would take the top off and they would look at me. In public, I've always made an effort to keep covered up and so on, because...
You hated doing photo shoots too, didn't you?
You know, Kevin Horton was asked, you know, what was Dorian like as a subject to photograph? And his answer to that was fucking miserable.
Right. And
I was, you know.
You hated fake workouts.
I didn't like it. I was criticized often for not being a showman and not smiling much on stage and so on. Hey, I'm smiling now. I'm having a good time. But when I was training, when I was on stage, I was all business.
Yeah.
I was in a fight. I was in a fight for my life. That's how I felt. And asking me to smile on stage, to me it sounded as ridiculous as asking Mike Tyson to smile when he's going to knock you out. You know, that was my mentality. So I smile a lot more these days.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No, well, you don't have Leroy yelling at you, so it's easier to relax, right? No, thanks for coming on, Dorian.
Big Ron,
hey,
thank you.
You bet, man.
Thank you,
a long time coming. 6-time Mr. Olympia, DY Nutrition, Dorian Yates. I'm Big Ron. This has been Mutant.